From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network and Troy campuses around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Weekly.
Troy TrojanVision Weekly. We're glad you joined us for this look at what's happening in and around Troy University. I'm your host, Jordan Elston. On Friday, Troy University took time to remember a man who meant a lot to the school as well as the Troy community as a whole. Ryan Renfro gives us a look at the memorial held in honor of Dr. Doug Hawkins.
A family man, leader, and friend are only a few ways to describe the late Dr. Doug Hawkins, a man whose life, love, and laughter affected the lives of so many. On Friday, the Trojan family gathered in Claudia Crosby Theater in remembrance of Dr. Doug.
I think the response on a Friday afternoon from the university that almost filled the Claudia Crosby Theater was yet another tribute to him, and certainly an example of how people felt about Dr. Doug and the difference that he made. We had those that he touched closest and most: football players, fraternity, sorority members, trustees, and others. And they were just representative of thousands who weren't able to be here. So I thought it was a wonderful ceremony and a wonderful tribute to a wonderful man.
As for those who didn't know Dr. Doug, his impact on the university and its students is echoed through the lives he touched.
I never had the chance to meet Dr. Doug, unfortunately, but from the stories I heard, like today at his funeral, and just the alumni brothers that are in town today to talk about him, it just to me personally, got to show that I really missed out on meeting a truly great man. And he did a lot of great things, and I wish I had the chance to meet him.
Students and faculty in attendance reflect on time shared with Dr. Doug Hawkins and the legacy left behind by the man considered by many to be a true Trojan.
The biggest thing that I remember from him is his passion and love for this university. Trojan pride is something that we always talk about, and he was one of the men that I met that had that true pride that we always talk about to our students and to our faculty and staff.
I'm not sure that we really have come to grips with the fact that he's no longer here on earth. His spirit shall forever be here. But it was Helen Keller who said that what we once enjoyed and deeply loved, we can never lose. For all we love deeply becomes a part of us. And I think that says it well, and it says it best, and that is Doug Hawkins shall always be a Trojan. He'll always influence how we think, what we do, and I don't know many men who have left a legacy that would be comparable.
Ryan Renfro, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Troy University crowned a new homecoming queen during the homecoming game on Saturday. Shelton Major from Tallahassee, Florida, was crowned the queen during halftime on Saturday's game against Idaho. Scott was selected from a court of 5 candidates that went through an interview process to determine who best represented the Trojan spirit. But before the kickoff and the crowning, Trojans past, present, and future gathered on the square for the homecoming parade. The homecoming parade was the final event in a week of festivities leading up to the big game. Ashley Bredekite has the story.
This past Saturday, the residents of Troy came together to celebrate the sound of the Trojan spirit, Troy's 2015 homecoming theme.
So of course the theme this year is celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Sound of the South. So that's when we have the sound of the Trojan spirit. With that, our biggest encouragement was to be able to extend the pride that our band has to our entire student body. With the parade, it's an opportunity for the university and the students to be able to show the actual city of Troy just how much we love our city, how much we love the individuals that are here, and just how great of a town it is.
The efforts of Troy University and the city of Troy's leadership combined this year to increase Trojan spirit between citizens and students in Troy.
I thought it was a very good mix of both. I was very happy to see.
The 2015 homecoming parade not only served to increase Trojan spirit, but also provided an opportunity for Troy students to express their team spirit in creative outlets.
I hope that everyone takes homecoming float in this parade seriously, because it's not just for Troy University, it's for the city of Troy. So I think that this is something that everyone looks forward to every year. So I just think that everyone is encouraged to get involved and walk in the parade and show not just their support for the Troy University, but the city of Troy.
As for the most impactful part of Troy's homecoming parade, it's easy to see that the student interaction with Troy citizens is key.
Whenever we're driving down in the car and I'm able to see the citizens of Troy, the individuals of Troy that have helped to make this home for me, it just means the world to be able to wave to them and say hey to them and create those relationships with them that I otherwise wouldn't be able to.
Ashley Bredekite, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
We will take a short break, but when we return, we'll see who has the best band in Alabama. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Look at me, hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
University Student Government Association is coming off of one of their busiest weeks of the school year, and now that homecoming has come and gone, the SGA is looking at some ways to help out the community. Casey Garvin has the details.
This Tuesday, the Student Government Association assembled in Hawkins Hall to report on their work in the aftermath of homecoming. The organization has been hard at work all week, but their 3 most successful efforts have been their book drive, blood drive, and canned food drive.
One of the things that's so encouraging is that SGA wants to have events during homecoming that impact the community, and their book drive and the blood drive and the canned food drive were absolutely outstanding events that will really help the community. The books are to be given to students in the Black Belt and locally. The canned food will be given to shelters here in the city of Troy. And of course the blood drive, it was absolutely outstanding. The Red Cross blood drive coordinator was very happy with the results, and it was just an absolutely outstanding blood drive.
The association isn't content to rest just yet and are planning several more projects for the betterment of the campus, such as the Night Walk, in which students and senators will walk across campus at night, searching for problems such as poorly lit areas, as well as potential sites for a new parking lot.
Well, I know next week we will be doing our annual night walk, where we walk the campus, different sections of the campus, and pretty much figure out what are the problems or things that we can fix on the campus.
The SGA will meet again next Tuesday at 6:30. As always, attendance is open to the public. Casey Garvin, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
This weekend, Native American culture and heritage will be on display on the Troy University campus. The Machees Lower Creek Indian Tribe of America will hold their annual powwow on the intramural fields next to Trojan Arena this Friday and Saturday. More than 2,000 school children are expected to attend the first day of the powwow. The gates open to the general public at 3 p.m. The event continues on Saturday from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. with a grand entry scheduled for noon. All events will be located on the practice field adjacent to Trojan Arena, just off George Wallace Drive in Troy. There is no cost for admission. Round 1 of voting began Monday in an AL.com Best Band in Alabama poll. Troy was among 18 other universities competing for the title. Samantha Charles got a chance to speak with some band members about the competition.
Across Alabama, 19 colleges and universities have marching bands, all at different levels of experience. Some have been around for over a century, while others just got their start. For 3 weeks, polls will be open for viewers to vote on their favorite marching band in the state.
Basically, it's set up, there's going to be a list of all of the different college marching bands, and you'll pick between 2, and I think there's 9 different sections, and then you'll just choose one, and whoever wins between the 2 will move on to the next round.
Votes are counted once per device per day, and the first round of voting will narrow down the 19 marching bands to 5.
Basically, it's kind of set up like March Madness is set up, and you'll take a vote between 2 different bands, and in the end, the winner from each section will move on to the next round.
If you still haven't voted, take this into consideration.
It would help us establish that we, like, all the hard work that we do to make it the best it can be, like, really does pay off.
I think it really shows the support that the school has for the Sound of the South, and I think it would just encourage us to continue with all the hard work that we're already doing.
No matter the outcome, Taylor says the Sound of the South is a winner in her eyes.
I think it's kind of a good way to show school spirit, more or less. I don't think it shows anything about which band is better, because honestly, every band is fantastic, but I think it just shows that schools can come together and kind of show support for their bands.
If you haven't yet voted, you have until October 25th. Round 2 begins on November 1st. To vote, students can go to al.com. Students concerned about disability awareness, or SCADA, gave Troy University students the opportunity to show their artistic expression for disability awareness. Sarah Singletary takes a look.
Students concerned about disability awareness, or SCADA, brought color to campus on Thursday afternoon with their annual chalk challenge. Students passing through Bibb Graves Quad had the chance to chalk the sidewalks with art relating to disability awareness. The 3 best drawings will receive gift cards from the organization, but they aren't the only ones getting something out of this event. The chalk challenge was intended to raise awareness not only for disabilities, but for the SCADA Club as a whole.
Well, we needed a source of being able to raise awareness for our club, and we saw that people write chalk on the ground to raise awareness for their clubs all the time. So we were like, let's make an event out of it, and let the people of the university actually chalk on the quad to win prizes to get our club more awareness.
SCADA attempts to raise awareness for all disabilities, mental, social, and physical. Students at Thursday's event share why they support disability awareness.
I grew up I have a disorder myself, and I have learning disability myself, so I grew up around people with disabilities and went to school. I was always in the special needs classes in my school. I wanted people to know that people with disabilities are people too. They're not their disability.
My godmother has MS, and so she barely knows who I am, so I haven't talked to her in years. She can't talk, she can't walk, she can't do anything on her own. So it kind of does hit home for me, and I was trying to avoid doing anything with that because I didn't want to cry on campus. But yeah, I think it's, something that doesn't have nothing to do with you and something that you can easily forget about.
Chalk Challenge winners will be announced at SCADA's general meeting tonight at 6 p.m. Sarah Singletary, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
We're going to another quick break, but when we get back, we'll take a look at speed friending. More on that after the break, so don't touch that dial.
Mom, can we get some ice cream? Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
Troy University is home to many on-campus organizations, and with so many organizations to choose from, it is easier for students to find groups of people that share the same values. Christy Henderson takes a look at one organization, Spectrum Alliance.
For many students here, Troy is their first time being away from home and are still learning about who they are as a person. The organization Spectrum Alliance is a safe place on campus for LGBTQ+ students to gather once a week to seek support, discuss experiences they have had, and issues in their community.
We just felt that the LGBTQ plus community really needs a space on campus, but as a minority ourselves, we're very open to anybody else attend, and really we have a lot of people attend and not all of them are part of the community. We want to be an all-inclusive group, and we're absolutely against any kind of discrimination based on race, gender, sexual orientation, religion, or anything else.
Members of Spectrum say that the organization, more than anything, is a great community to be involved with.
Friends of mine went and they said it was a really good space to be. There's a place where people can go, they can be open, and it doesn't matter if they are a member of the community or if they're just an ally of the community. Anybody is welcome, and it's just a nice place to not feel judged and be open and just be yourself.
It's nice to be at a place where I can just be myself and be normal. But I don't normally get to hang out with people like myself and all that kind of stuff, so it's just a really nice place to just let go.
Spectrum Alliance holds their meetings at Trojan Center Room 224, and for any students that are interested in getting involved in Spectrum and their activities, all they have to do is attend one of their meetings.
Our meetings are every Tuesday night at 224 Trojan Center upstairs. And you can look us up on Facebook. We're also obviously on Trojan Connection.
Spectrum is not only a safe place for students to gain support, but also hosts events for students on campus. The next one will be the annual Halloween showing of Rocky Horror Picture Show.
We're going to watch the movie, and we have props. You can buy your prop kit.
To learn more about Spectrum Alliance, you can find them on Facebook at Troy Spectrum Alliance. Christy Henderson, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
While mixing and mingling is often on the minds of college students, one organization took a different approach to the classic speed dating. Trojan Outreach hosted Speed Friending as a part of Bring Back Dating.
Speed Friending is new to Troy University, and while the event does not have the intent to get people to find a date, it does encourage people to have healthy relationships.
They also get a chance to put their names into a raffle for gift cards to different places, and the gift cards are for two, so this is actually a way to take someone out on a date, because we're also doing the Bring Back Dating in light of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, because we feel like there's a really big hookup culture when it comes to students, so we're trying to enable and encourage students to take each other out on dates.
Some say the term speed dating puts more pressure on people, but Trojan Outreach wants to make the event have a more relaxed environment.
I mean, I think it just encourages just general ease when meeting new people. Like, sometimes it's really overwhelming to find friends in college, and things like this kind of bring people together. You could just meet, your next boo out here. It doesn't matter. You don't have to just meet friends. It was going to be a speed dating thing, but just take the kind of, again, just make it easier on people. We just made it like a speed friending thing.
During speed friending, one can find several different types of people interacting with each other in order to meet new people.
So with the friending, so you'll see sometimes girls with girls, guys with guys, or girls with guys. What it is, basically, we think that if you form a solid friendship, then maybe dating will come, maybe it won't, but either way, you've gained a friend.
Casey Freeman, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
College is where a lot of people meet their future husbands or wives, but the dating isn't necessarily what it was when most of our parents got together, and one student organization is trying to bring back traditional dating practices. Ryan Renfro has the story.
If you ask students on campus, dating is a lost art, an art that seems to have fallen into the shadows of the Netflix and chill culture. But today, students wandering through the quad witnessed one group's efforts to silence the casual relationship and revive the dating lifestyle.
This month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and so we thought a good way to address this would be to talk about hookup culture and healthy relationships and encourage people to start going on dates again rather than hooking up like they've been doing recently.
We feel like that students really don't go out on dates anymore. It's more like hanging out or Netflix and chilling. So we want to really promote that and promote that connection that people can make if they take the time to invest in a relationship.
We had students come up and sort between what is healthy, what's unhealthy, and what might be abusive in a relationship. Hopefully they'll realize what is going on in their own relationships, and hopefully they'll realize how to have their own healthy relationship through this.
The need for dating is evident not just here on campus, but also around the city of Troy, as Trojan Outreach's efforts to bring back dating come from the help of surrounding supporters.
We got all the local businesses in Troy to kind of help us out and give us gift cards and coupons that are made for people to go on dates. Even some of the places said that they would put out flowers for a date if they let them know beforehand. And so it's just trying to encourage people to ask somebody out. Like, even if you're not if you don't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend right now, just ask them out if you like somebody rather than, trying to hook up with somebody else because you're too nervous to do something like that.
One student who participated shares her opinion of the activity and what she learned in the process.
I think they are making really good efforts to promote good relationships. I think it's a great idea to put this table out here to inform people about what are healthy relationships and what are abusive relationships. I personally had no idea that some of the statements they put on the cards were unhealthy and were abusive.
Ryan Renfro, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
And it's time for our last break, but when we return, we'll learn about the upcoming men's basketball season. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Come on, let's go.
Hey. Hey, hi, what's your name? You live around here? You're pretty. Where are you guys going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going?
It's about time to get you fixed, sweetie.
Your pets will start getting noticed sooner than you think. Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year. Help prevent more. Fix at month 4.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
The start of the Trojan men's basketball season is right around the corner. In today's Trojan Talk, Aaron Taylor sits down with head coach Phil Cunningham to get a preview of the season.
Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Today we'll be talking about the Trojan basketball season, and my guest today, head coach of the Trojan men's basketball team, Phil Cunningham. Phil, thanks for joining me here today.
Aaron, good to be here.
And it seems way too early to be talking about basketball. It seems like, March was just a little while ago when the season wrapped up, but obviously, season's about to start. How are things looking for the team?
Good. We're in our 3rd week of practice. We had 2-a-days that just ended. We do the first 2 weeks. We do 2-a-days. So we're coming on well. We're healthy. We've got a full roster. We've got Trojan Madness coming up on the 28th. We'll talk about that a little bit. Mm-hmm. But at this time of the year, there's a lot of excitement everywhere in the country, and we've got it as well.
And now, one of the things you talked about there is healthy. And that was one of the biggest concerns of the team last year. And I know a lot of people that follow the team know that you guys were playing hurt and playing shorthanded last year. But you've got a good complement. Everybody's back. So far, knock on wood.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody, at least at this point, everything looking good in that regard.
Yes. I mean, last year was very difficult because injuries are totally out of your control. And we had 3 guys that missed the entire season. Oscar tried to play a little bit before we pulled him out and just had playing on a broken foot. And then we had one kid on top of that, Damian Ottman, who we redshirted. So we only played with 8 scholarship guys, and that was tough. It really contributed to the season we had. But moving forward, we're healthy. We do have one young man, Alex Hicks, who's got to sit out this year, and then he'll have 3 years to go next year. But we've got 12 guys. 13, including Jordan, who are really ready to go health-wise.
Yeah, and then now, of course, they're ready to go for a season that, at least at the beginning, you got some pretty big names on that preseason schedule coming up.
We do, Aaron. We upped our schedule. I think our players, like the challenge. As coaches like the challenge. We're trying to get good teams to come in here to the arena, and in order to do so, you've got to go on the road first most of the time. And for example, we open at South Florida. South Florida will come back here next year. 2 of our home games this year, UAB, who returns all 5 starters from an NCAA tournament team, also an in-state rival, and also Southern Miss from Conference USA. And we also have Austin Peay, a traditionally strong program from the OVC. So we've got a good non-conference home schedule. In addition, we go on the road. We finish our series at Ole Miss, and we play a game at Seton Hall as well. So it's a tough schedule.
I mean, you're supposed to take it easy before conference play, right?
Yeah, we don't have too many of those. We'll fire the guy who made the schedule.
Yeah, there you go.
That'd be me, unfortunately. So, no, we're excited about it. I mean, we're also playing a tournament down in Texas right before Thanksgiving, where we'll play Sanford, Idaho, and North Texas. So we've got a schedule that we've used it as motivation with our team that we've got to be ready from day one. When we tip it off at South Florida on November 13th, we need to be ready.
And of course, obviously, that'll get you geared up for that conference play. How's conference looking this year, and where do you think you guys might end up stacking up conference-wise?
I think the conference is really strong. Most people have a lot of returning players, and that's usually the way you judge a conference. I think one team, Georgia Southern, lost about 6 seniors. Everyone else has the bulk of their team returning. Georgia State lost 2 really important players in Hunter and Harrow. but they had some transfers sitting out, and they'll always be strong. So we'll probably be, picked low in the conference, but I think we're going to be a lot better than that. We're not making any bold predictions or anything, but I think, I see our guys every day. I see how committed they are to getting better every day. I see their unselfishness, and it's really been a pleasant, just one of the pleasant characteristics of this team so far. So I think we're going to be fine. We need a strong non-conference schedule because we are so inexperienced to get those guys ready to play comes conference time in January.
And okay, we've talked business. Let's get to the fun stuff. Starting things off, last year you guys introduced this little bit of Trojan Madness here. Got it going this year. Let's talk about Trojan Madness and how much of a success it was and how you hope to build on that excitement. So.
Well, we wanted to do something along with women's basketball. We wanted to do something to kick off the season, and fortunately Jeff at Chick-fil-A sponsored it. And and we as a coaching staff and as a team, our players, we were blown away about of how well Trojan Madness went last year. The attendance was terrific. The students came out. They had a great time. We kept it short, tried to keep it exciting, had a dunk contest, three-point contest. Both teams got to play. And then at the end of it, everybody got a Chick-fil-A sandwich and fries. So it was an outstanding event. And we were, again, I think we've got this year, we've got the Sound of the South. The entire band is going to be there the whole time. That's one of the things. They had to leave about halfway through last year, and I told Coach Worley, we've got to get the Sound of the South in there for the whole time, the whole band, because that was an amazing experience. So we're excited. We're going to do it almost identical. Okay. Don't fix it if it's not broke. It was a tremendous event, and we're going to do it on Wednesday, the 28th.
All right, so a lot of excitement for the Trojan fans out there before the season starts, and their first opportunity to see the Trojans at home will be?
November 5th is our first exhibition. Okay. November 15th on a Sunday afternoon is our first real game at home against Reinhardt. And then on that Thursday, the 19th, UAB comes in here. So
So we've got an NCAA tournament team coming into Trojan Arena right there to start the season. You guys aren't taking it easy, but it's going to be fun.
That's right.
Good luck to the season, and hopefully we'll see some more success for the Trojan basketball team this year. Thanks for joining me today.
Appreciate it.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.
And that's what happened on the third week of October 2015. To find out what's happening throughout the week, you can tune in to Troy Trojan Vision News at 5, 6:30, and 10:30 Monday through Friday, or anytime by following us on Twitter at Troy TV News. Also, feel free to like our Troy Trojan Vision News fan page on Facebook to see links to online content from Troy Trojan Vision News. We hope you join us again next week for another edition of Troy Trojan Vision Weekly. Have a good week.